Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to be going over and giving some commentary on a track that I made. I made this in the summer of 2015 and I since released it, so check it out if you wish. It's called Voices, and it kind of stemmed from me kind of noodling about on my Ableton Push, and I was watching Poltergeist, the first one, and this track's kind of inspired by the scene where the ghosts are coming down the staircase. So look up like Poltergeist staircase. Maybe it's on there. It's just an eerily strange and beautiful scene. It's kind of creepy, but yeah, it's called Voices. And I had plans for this down the road, which I'm going to get into when I bring it into Ableton 10. But this is the first draft that I'm able to find. And it kind of started out with an idea of this. Actually, gotta open up that filter like so. Right, so it's right, and it's just me just kind of noodling around, and kind of got built up this way. So let's start off with the kick. The kick is just from a sample pack, and it was layered on top of another kick, and it was a little bit clipped. I'm not sure what pack it's from, but there it is. It starts out with just the kick, and then we have some elements added. Let's start top to bottom. So we have, let's go this guy here. So we have a Spire, and I used a patch just because it works, the L lead 7 teeth. Yeah, it's from the default template. I don't think I did anything else to it. Maybe I changed the LFO a little bit, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's fed into the drop because the drop has some really high quality filters, and that's kind of moving along the track here. Curved automation, super fun. Fed into a compressor to kind of level everything out. And then added to a ping pong delay, and then added into a EQ8 with a high shelf. Because I do enjoy the brittleness of the top end, and then LFO tool to easily sidechain, and then the device on and off is automated, so we can kind of keep track of what's going on, turn it off when there's no kick, and things like that, which since was replaced in the Ableton 10 version. So that's the lead, essentially. Just kind of repeats along. This is the kick. Not a whole lot going on here. This little dip that I do, 187, and then the other kind of dip here to make room for the bass. Compressor is on there, but it's not doing much of anything, actually. Oh, it's doing a little bit, actually. That's fine. I'll let you do that. So yeah, the compressor's there, just doing whatever it does all day. This group is for the clap. So there's two claps here, and it's kind of subtle, so hopefully you're wearing headphones and junk. So this will be the main body clap right here. This will be more of a mid-rangey one with more of a snap in it, and then together makes it sound a bit more interesting. And didn't spend that much time on that, but whatever. And here, I believe this is the cool shaker things that I found. Nothing too impressive. Absolutely nothing, no EQ on that. Just brought the volume down. And then this would be the close hi-hat. Nothing else going on here. I knew I was going to be mixing this a little bit later. And then we have the bass line. which is a Spire patch, proto roll, just from the default template, I believe. Played around with the filter and the distortion, I imagine. Arpeggiator, just for ease of use. And I have these on here which are not activated, so I can easily kind of assess and find things that I need to adjust. Compressor, for some reason, looking back, I always did this, infinity to 1, and brought the threshold down to taste. Added some volume, or some gain rather, and kind of evened everything out. EQ 8 to kind of hollow out the sound and make sure that there's no muddiness that can accumulate. It's more of a deep sound. And LFO tool here, just a basic kind of very extreme sidechain in the LFO tool. And that is basically it for that part. I knew I wanted to add more stuff to it, namely something with a voice. So let's hop into Ableton 10. And this is the basic arrangement that I did. So I rendered out everything into stems. And I have the voices kick up here. And this is to kind of, I guess, yeah, it's just to be a sidechain source. We've got our first group here. Simple filter sweep, the voices kick, didn't touch it because I already EQ'd it to how I like. The bass here, I redid the LFO tool, a bit more refined, and kind of smoothed it out. Added an auto filter for, just to figure out what's going on here, just to filter it out, make it more interesting, and that is the kick and bass. This group right here is the, wait, I'm grouping too many things. What's going on here? Okay, so this is the group clap, or the voices clap, I should say. Turn that on, sorry. Those two claps summed together in a stem is a guitar, which really isn't a guitar. I think it was from the Fab Filter 1, I think. I'm not sure. So what I would do is I would render out the stems and then render out the track, put the track in Ableton, and then kind of jam over top of it. And whatever I kind of did that I liked, I kind of saved. So that's where these come from. These hats as well. Still there. High passed and mixed a little bit with volume. And then the voices lead over here. And more of a compressor tied to an actual kick up here. And high passed filter as well on that. So I'm going to collapse this. So this is the group. This was like the original kind of track minus the guitar part. I wanted to plop that into a group that I could then affect. This one right here is where I activate the voices. So the voices were made with Omnisphere. Right? You might want to turn it up just a tiny bit. Pro R compressor to kind of bring up the volume and even it out. And the sidechain compressor to the kick. And I wanted something that kind of would float along the main melody here. Right, and I thought that sounded really cool, and this is where the voices come in. Basically the voices of ghosts, now that I think of it. So yeah, that's that. It's kind of like a, it's the Omnisphere vocal kind of choir patch thing. And then it goes up an octave. And a fifth or seventh, I'm not sure, I forget. just how it like floats above it, I found to be pretty cool. And then I have some of these plucked delays, and they're panned left and right. So I got this one. Bring that up. And this one. Put them together. Right? So those two together add a little bit of a neat thing. That's not actually over there. I don't know why it's meant to be. Oh, actually, no, it's not meant to be. I don't know why. It's just a detail that's in there. I made this a very long time ago. So we have our effects here, which I added in post. So I made some white noise sweeps and filters and sidechainy stuff. No, it's already there. So sidechain stuff wasn't there. I just made some stuff, stacked some sweeps together. And then what's this guy? Yeah, more sweeps, white noise sweeps and stuff. Oh, and then some stuff I kind of got rid of. And here is something that I got rid of. I just deactivated it. It's still there, it's just deactivated. I had stuff all throughout, but I decided to just not do it. So if you're in that situation, just right click and then deactivate. That's a quick rundown of how I kind of made that track. And yeah, voices. Hope you enjoyed. Take care and have a good one.